Hey guys, so today's video I'm going to try something new. I want to do a restoration video. This is a Pana-Vue automatic slide viewer. We got a bunch of slides at a garage sale earlier this spring, and we want to be able to view them. We have a viewer for the double slides, which I don't think I have right here. I just had it a second ago, but I put that away. We got some bigger slides, and then we've got the smaller slides that fit this viewer, which are like these right here. You really can't see them. They're dark, they're hard to see, but we want to sell the slides. The slides can be worth a lot of money, especially since we found out that that all this belonged to, I can't think of the gentleman's name off the top of my head, but he was a photographer that was known. He was a known photographer, and he took a lot of outdoors pictures, so we want to be able to view them, and I'm hoping to be able to restore this to view them. So this is, like I said, the Sawyer's Pana-Vue automatic viewer. It came in the box in pieces like this. It wasn't even together. I looked it over, saw how to put it together, and realized it needed to be fixed and restored before it could be used. So instead of doing that, I decided to make this video because I think it's pretty neat. So to start off, this tray slides in here, and the bulb unit with the batteries is going to go ahead and slide in there. This piece does is it inserts the slide behind the viewer pane, and it also engages the light to turn on. It engages this lever here, which is what's going to turn the light on. So I'll show you that. If I take this slide out, when this is in here, the slide's going to push in, and then this is going to come out and leave that open, and when it comes out, it's going to push. That little knob is going to push down on here and activate the points. The points are going to touch, and it's going to make the bulb go off. So it's a pretty simple setup. Looking it over, it didn't take much to figure it out. And then these tabs are what's actually going to hold the slide in place. So I'll show you an example before we start, and then we'll go ahead and just start taking care of it. And that obviously is the magnifying viewer. It's just basically magnifying glass that's going to blow the picture up and let you see it. So there are these pins right here that hold it together. There's some on here and some on here, and it holds everything together. I'm not going to put it together. I'm just going to kind of set it in place where you can get an idea. The slide, you set the slide down in there, and when the slide's in there, you open up and you're gonna push it into place. And when it's in place, it's blocking everything. You can't see. We're gonna go ahead and pull this back. And when this gets pulled back to right here, it's gonna activate the light, and that should be illuminated. If this works, if we get this restoration done properly. So let's go ahead, and then to finish it, you're gonna open this up, and that slide's gonna deposit in this little tray here. So let's actually get to taking this apart and see what needs to be done. This piece and this piece just need to be cleaned. There's nothing here to worry about having to sand down. There's nothing, it's just mechanical. So there's nothing here that's not working properly. We're gonna set these out of the way for now. The same thing here with these two pieces. Everything's working as it should. It just needs to be cleaned down. There's nothing needing to be done there. This is the piece that we're going to work with. And this is the entire brains of the operation. This pin here, all this, or the spring here, all the spring's doing is it's actually flexing this compartment to get the batteries to make better contact. When I pull it out, you'll see they don't have springs like the normal battery compartments do today. It's just bent metal, so it doesn't have as good of a connection. So the spring serves two purposes. It actually holds this together and tightens it up a little bit to make a better connection, and to keep the batteries from falling out. So we'll go ahead and remove the spring, pull the batteries out. You can tell You know, these are the original batteries that were in here. These batteries are no good. So we do have some brand new batteries we got today to try this out. I opened them up and it still wasn't working, so I figured we're gonna go ahead and try this. Now, can you see in there pretty good? You can see how corroded that is. We're gonna take this apart, sand everything down, and put it back together. So the first thing we can do, looking at this, is we're gonna take these two tabs and bend them up and pull this section out. Take my hemostats. And this piece right here is going to be sanded down. All that corrosion is going to be removed, and we'll go ahead and reinsert that when it's ready. So I already looked over the bulb. The bulb looks good. The filament's connected in there, so I don't think there's a bad bulb. I don't think that's the issue. What we have to do now is, this is just a like a tension hole here. There's nothing, the metal's split and it just pushed down over these plastic pegs, so we should be able to work this off rather easily, and then we'll just bend that little tab down here back in and be able to pop this out. Let's get that tab bent into place. Just like that. Sorry, I was taking a look at that. You can see how corroded it is. We're going to go ahead and get that one taken care of. Now, this piece here, there's no corrosion on it that I can see. There's a little resistor in there. I'm just looking at what we've got for this piece here before I start removing anything. Let's get to the next piece. Let's get the bulb unscrewed. I've got really big, meaty sausage fingers, and it makes it hard to sometimes work on this small stuff. But this is going to be the same thing. We're going to pop this off and try and get this out of here. Got that one off, and unfortunately the other side seemed to break, so we're not selling this, we're keeping it, but that's still unfortunate this piece broke off there. That's the risk you take with this sometimes. You can see I might leave this piece in. I'm not really sure. I see how to get it out, but at the same time there's some soldering going on there, and I don't think I want to play with it and mess up that resistor. So we'll go ahead and sand this contact down, but right there and right there, that's where the contact is going to be made to complete the circuit to light up the bulb. So we'll go ahead and get some sanding done. It's already looking a lot better. This is most likely just going to be sped up. These are the quote-unquote important parts. I mean, these are the ones that are see the difference? Getting all that deposit off of there. Getting back down to the shiny copper. The video stopped recording for some reason, but I mean, we're still on the same part.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry guys, I know this is tedious here. I'm thinking about how I'm going to edit this video already, and I'm probably going to be fast forwarding through a lot of this because it's just me sanding. But it's got to happen in order for the batteries to be able to make good enough contact and for the power to flow through. So we'll work on this piece right here. This just completes the connection for the circuit at the back, from positive to negative. Let's grab a new piece of sandpaper. My hands cramp up real quick right up in here, right in here. So I have to stop every so often. It's a real pain actually. I guess that was a double meaning. It is a real pain, it sucks. It's bothersome, but it's more of a pain in my ass having to stop all the time because it's such a minor inconvenience. This piece slides back in here. We are going to send this clips back down into place. That contact's good. I wanted to touch up this contact.
There we go, that should clean up really well. Alright, so is this on the inside or the outside? That is the real question. Alright, so we want to make those two make contact, so that's to be on the outside. Push that back into place. And even though we're missing that one, it still looks like it's gonna work just right. And this a little bit right there. And almost, well, that didn't work right.
So off camera here for a second, right at the end there, I ended up breaking this little knob off because I was being impatient. There wasn't enough of a bend here, and the two contact points were making contact no matter what. This is supposed to kind of keep it separated a little bit, so I had to make the bend, and I didn't do it with enough care and I broke that piece off. And then this piece that broke off in the beginning, I just super glued that back on. I don't think it's going to hold when I insert it back into the tab, but we'll find out. Alright, and I also found out it works better if you insert it from the bottom than you do the top. Well, looks like that piece held, surprisingly. And now, can you see the gap in there between the 2 points? And when that piece comes, it's going to push it together, and the contact should light up the bulb. We're going to put this piece back in. This piece connects right here. Now the bulb. Alright, now just the batteries to test it out. So we got 1 new battery, 2 new batteries, and this is the first restoration like this that I've done, so let's see if it actually works. Because to tell you the truth, I don't know if it's going to. And there we have it. So when that slide, you'll see in a second, comes out, it's going to catch and light up the light. So we'll go ahead. I'm not going to do anything with the spring. The spring doesn't, it's a little rusty right there, but the spring really has no nothing to do with whether or not it's going to light up or the functionality of it. It still has enough spring in it for it to work right. So perfect. Let's go ahead now and take care of these pieces. These are just going to get cleaned up. I was saying, you can see down here it's a little damaged. We're not going to try and replace that or paint it or fix it up. We're just going to go ahead and clean it up the best we can. Perfect, and that right there is the viewer. So let's try one of these out. Which way? I can't even tell which way is up and down. Drop the slide in, pull out, push in. That one's hard to see. That looks like a bar at night in a dimly lit room. And then see how it ejects that side. We'll go through a couple of these because these are pretty cool. The video wouldn't focus on the pictures, so we just took some pictures of the slides inside the viewer, and they really just don't do it justice. They're extremely vivid and detailed. The colors shine through. It's honestly like you're right there. It's incredible that these pictures are from, you know, the 60s and 70s, and they're this, you know, as detailed as they are. It really surprised me. But thanks for watching the video, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.